Means that do it. Burger
Welcome to the second hour of episode 12 of Air Checks. I'm your host, Ty Rosenau. Today we're going to feature radio shorts. And so we'll be listening to the following items. Happy Birthday Vanda from the KUDL Good Guys. Good old 1380 Kansas City, Missouri. KUDL Radio 1380 audio record. Happy birthday greeting from the Good Guys. This record contains a birthday greeting from the Good Guys. It opens with the 70s AM DJ talking and then wishing Wanda a happy birthday. Actually, on the label it says Vanda. It's just not really Wanda, but Vanda. Anyway, wishing Wanda a happy birthday. Afterwards, the song Sealed with a Kiss plays. Ends with the station promo announcement, and the record is clean, but it shows wear and tear, blah, blah, blah. This is what I got directly from that thing. KUDL operated at 1380 AM in Fairway, Kansas from 1953 to 1975, after which it went to FM and changed its call letters to KCNW. Then we'll listen to the KBSG story sales intro from 1988. Then Senator Everett McKinley Dickson, where he does his speech on the world that we live in today. And then, of course, radio bits from UK. All stay tuned for this hour right here on the Air Checks podcast.
Time now for them KUDL Good Guys to say Happy Birthday to you. Yeah, a swing-and-size happy birthday from your old daddy, Robert, Jerry, and Descartes. Special greetings from Small Sage Sam, KUDL's old man. Hey, this be Tall Paul, the village idiot, wishing you on your day the very best. And this is Perry Murphy saying Happy Birthday!
This is Swing KUDL.
Boy, oh boy, we want to say happy birthday and send a case of that delicious Pepsi-Cola out there to Wanda Wood, who lives in, Kansas City, Missouri. You're right. And she's celebrating her birthday today, September the 3rd. So, Wanda, we want to say happy birthday to you, and from all the KUDL Good Guys, here's a song from the Great 38 Survey for you. Brian Hyland to sing Seal It with a Kiss.
Oh, we gotta say goodbye for the summer. Darling, I promise you this. I'll send you all my love every day in a letter. Sealed with a kiss. Yes, it's gonna be a cool, lonely summer. But I'll give you everything else. I'll send you all my dreams every day. every day in a letter, sealed with a kiss, sealed with a kiss, sealed with a kiss.
Brian Hannon and Wanda, sealed with a kiss.
Get into orbit with music that's a treat. This is our visit where happiness is sweet. Around the world you go with 1380. Your 1380 catalyst orbit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the unveiling of the Northwest's all-new radio station, a special station designed for the people of Seattle, Tacoma, and the entire Pacific Northwest. This is the KBSG story.
February 1st, 1988. The research and development of an all-new oldies format was complete and went on the air. A staff of contemporary adult radio personalities was in place. And at 6 p.m., KBSG 97.3 KBSG was born. All was well, except for one small problem. KBSG couldn't be heard in most of the Seattle area because the transmitter and tower was still in Tacoma. But the spirit to win at KBSG couldn't be broken. Quietly over the past 2 years, plans and construction of one of the Northwest's highest broadcast towers had already been underway. KBSG was scheduled to launch their new format and tower the same day in February. But a major weather front moved in over the Pacific Northwest. At over 3,000 feet, the KBSG West Tiger Mountain Tower project was plagued with Arctic weather conditions through the months of February and March 1988. The forecasts seemed to get worse rather than better as spring approached. Then, there was a brief break in the first week of April before another major storm front was about to hit. At this point, it was up to KBSG Chief Engineer Clay Frienwald and his construction and engineering crews to build the broadcast tower and put KBSG on the air from Tiger Mountain near Seattle. A next to impossible feat, considering weather conditions. In nearly 3 feet of snow and poorly graded logging roads, with cliffs at either side that were straight drops for thousands of feet, the KBSG engineering and construction crews traveled to work into the wee hours of the night and into the teeth of a biting storm as to piece by piece erect the 200-foot tower structure. Each day during the first week of April, reports would arrive at the studios via two-way radio on the mountain that a few more feet of the tower were up until April 7th, 1988. Target day to go on the air from Tiger Mountain, and the day the lightning storm was about to hit. April 7th, 6:30 p.m.
Hello, this is Clay. We are very close to finishing the top of our tower construction. There's a huge thunderstorm approaching over the city right now. I've got men up on the tower, and...
Clay, everything's ready to switch here at the studio. You better get off the mountain, though. It's already pouring hail on us down here.
We're not coming down until this thing goes on the air.
Clay, come in. Clay, we lost him.
Contact was lost with the tower team. The KBSG studios were being buried in a massive hail and lightning storm until its next stop, West Tiger Mountain. The staff could only stand by for the two-way radio to call in or the telephone to ring. Nearly 30 minutes of silence went by as the management and staff waited to know the fate of the construction crew as the storm plagued the mountain. Then, at 7:07 p.m., the phone rang at the KBSG studios.
Turn your radio on.
Clay, are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're getting out of here. It's really bad.
The calls began to pour in, not only from Seattle, Tacoma, and Everett, but also as far north as Victoria, BC, Canada, and points 200 miles away. It was April 7th, 1988, that KBSG 97.3 KBSG became a major force to be dealt with in Seattle radio. K-Best lets the listeners participate in the memories through a unique on-the-air feature and off-air marketing vehicle created specifically for KBSG, known as K-Best Flashbacks. Real people sharing real memories, which were recorded and produced to color our format. Listen, K-Best Flashback.
We made a tape and sang, what did we sing? Was it Yesterday, I think? We sent it to the Beatles. And we cried. We were crying, and we were going, "We love you, oh, yesterday." We really thought they'd write to us or send us a tape back saying tickets were in the mail and they were going to fly us to London and they wanted us to live. We were such dreamers.
K-Best 97.3 KBSG. Off the air, K-Best Flashbacks and the air staff, or K-Best Flashback team, work in a number of ways to support products, promotions, and client services on K-Best 97.3 KBSG. The K-Best Flashback Marketing and Promotional System is a powerful story all by itself. K-Best Flashback.
We're going hopping today on the bandstand.
Oh, yeah, and you got to take off your shoes to go in the gym. Everybody's wearing socks, and the guys line up one side, the girls on the other. And they'd be afraid to go over, and usually the girls that would start things, right? The guys would hang around in little groups and act tough.
K-Best 97.3 KBSG. After only 2 Arbitron surveys in K-Best's infancy, she's number 1, 35 to 44, and number 3, 25 to 54. Not bad for a station that went from static to nearly a 4 share in 6 months. Isn't it time for your product or clients to ride the wave of success as K-Best continues to grow and dominate a major share of Seattle adult contemporary radio market? We think so.
This has been the K-Best Story. Thanks for joining us. And remember, the best oldies in Seattle are on K-Best 97.3 KBSG.
The announced title for this report to you is The World We Live in Today. Now, it has a rather curious origin. Mrs. Dickson and I used to encounter a very old lady at church on Sunday mornings here in Washington. And I remember on one occasion when she said to me that when she was a little girl, her father stood with Abraham Lincoln on a platform on Pennsylvania Avenue in 1862 and reviewed the Union troops as they marched down the avenue. When it was over, the father turned to the president and said, "Mr. Lincoln, I want to present my little daughter." And she recounts that the president put those long, bony fingers on top of her head with a gentle stroke, and then said to her, "My child, what a world we live in today." That's the origin of the title, and it bears repeating. And I think it bears some discussion so that we get a perspective of where we are and what the problems are that are before us. You can take the map of the world and put your finger on nearly any place in the map, and it's a source of trouble and fever and contagion. So let's just take it by continents for a moment. Let's take Asia. When John Foster Dulles was the Secretary of State, he went out to Southeast Asia and helped to develop a treaty organization known as SEATO. That stands for the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization. And most of those countries were a part of it. But just look what has happened. In Vietnam today, we have something in excess of 15,000 people. And frankly, we're in bad shape in Vietnam. Take the bordering country of Laos. The Pathet Lao, who are identified with the communists, are on the drive again. And frankly, what started out as a neutral government with our help is in grave danger of going down the drain. Last November, the little country of Cambodia, where I was the guest of the king some years ago, has severed economic and military relations with us and is looking now toward Red China for assistance. Consider the country of Burma, which lies right next door to India and is in a strategic spot. A military junta, as they call it, took over, and frankly, Burma is under a military dictatorship today. Take Indonesia. With all its islands, it has a population of probably in excess of 90 million. The Attorney General went out to see Sukarno, their leader. Thought maybe he would stop trying to bruise and destroy the new Republic of Malaysia. But I doubt whether anything has come of it, and this embroilment is going to continue and give us an endless source of headaches. Take Red China, recognized now by the French. So when you put it all together, just think of the headaches we have in Southeast Asia, and what a job to try to put it together and to see clearly what our policy should be. Do we retreat? Do we come out? That's a confession of defeat. Do we go in full tilt? Then it's going to take on the proportions of a Korea. And goodness knows how many people it will take and how much weaponry before it's finally resolved. So when we look at Asia, we can say, as Lincoln said in 1862, what a world we live in today. But let's take a look at the continent of Africa. Here is Algeria with its leader Ben Bella, setting up a dictatorship. He came here for help. He had a session with the late President of the United States. When he left here, he went right to see Castro. And he's been doing business with the Soviet Union. Take Morocco. They ordered us to take out our bases. And when I was in Spain in 1958, our leaders there told me that they had the gall and the effrontery when ordering us to get our equipment out of Morocco, that we even had to pay an export or an exit tax to get our gear out of that country. Take the Congo. We've spent millions and millions on an expeditionary force of the United Nations, and now the massacres are underway again. Take Zanzibar. Only has a population less than the size of the city of St. Louis. But what has happened? They've set up a People's Republic, which means a Soviet-type republic. Take the Republic of Ghana, for which we had some hopes, and to whom we've committed nearly 240 million of your money to build a power plant on the Niger River. Last week it became official. Ghana is a one-party country, and the president, Nkrumah, can suspend the judges, he can put people in jail, he can do virtually anything. So no matter whether it's Uganda, Northern Rhodesia, the Republic of South Africa, the Republic of Gabon, just a little one, where the French troops had to restore order and restore the government to authority, or take any other place, including Egypt, where Nasser still has his troops in the little oil-rich country of Yemen, and we can say with Lincoln, what a world we live in today. Let's take Latin America. Brazil is in a fine fix, and in the last 18 months, I think, we've bailed in $540 million. In Bolivia, they got 300 million of our money, and their economy is in ruin. In Panama, we have been up to $16 million a year in the form of aid, in addition to the $1,900,000 they get for canal rental. And yet the Secretary of the Army himself told me in a small meeting we had photographed Cuban agents doing all this nonsense and this mischief in Panama. And then take Cuba, of course, and there you got a fine kettle of fish just 90 miles from home. No wonder that the Costa Rican ambassador to this country, in an article in Reader's Digest recently, said, quote, Castro must go. But the Organization of American States is evidently unwilling to take action, And the president of Mexico, meeting with our president only last week, said this is a problem for the United Nations. So all of Latin America is seething. It's full of contagion and fever. And so with Lincoln, we can say, as he said to that little girl over 100 years ago, what a world we live in today. Now let's take a little look at Europe. NATO, the NATO treaty, meaning the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, came into being in 1949. It includes 13 or more countries. It includes Iceland and Norway. And then in a great sweeping arc, goes all through Europe to include Greece and Turkey. Here are Greece and Turkey at each other's throats over Cyprus, and how that's to be composed, only a Solomon would know. But here's France, our ally. She recognizes China, Red China, that is. And in addition, she's now contracting to send $10 million worth of trucks to Castro. Here is Great Britain, whose prime minister was here only a few weeks ago. He said, we intend to continue trade. And they're sending $1.5 million in road machinery and 1,000 trucks to Cuba, in addition to reconditioned airplanes. Here is Spain, been the beneficiary of our largesse in food and money ever since I can remember. Why, we've got hundreds of millions invested in Spain. But what is the last word? They're going to provide hundreds of fishing vessels, including 2 freighters for Castro, and help build up this communist strength in Cuba. So there you are. And as you think of it, you go back to what Lincoln said to that little girl. What a world we live in today. So take any continent that you like, and what a fever, what a contagion, and what a lot of trouble is in store as this fever begins to spread, and more, there is a direction toward a kind of tyranny and a kind of dictatorship. Now, mind you, since Korea, we've spent $108 billion of your money, $108 billion on foreign aid. Where is the gratitude? We've spent over $650 billion, I repeat the figure, $650 billion on our own defense. And what kind of cooperation do we get? We propose to use a Spanish port for some of our nuclear submarines. And what does Franco say? Well, if you're going to cut off aid, you're just not going to use a Spanish port. That's the kind of gratitude we get for the $108 billion that we've spent in every corner of the whole wide world. And so here are these countries now building up an enemy ideology within 90 miles of our shores. I inquired of the State Department the other day, and I have the letter here. I need not read it to you. I can just summarize. In the 6 months period from July to December of 1963, I think 180 vessels, 180 cargo vessels have made Havana, Cuba, a port of call with their merchandise and their commodities. And these were all vessels from countries who are a part of the free world. So in summary, looking at Asia, looking at Africa, looking at our own allies, whom we've befriended and whom we've kept afloat, that is the way they express their gratitude to the United States of America. I was astonished indeed when the British Prime Minister stood before the White House talking into the microphones and looking into the television cameras and said Britain must continue to trade to remain afloat. And so she's at it. She's preparing now a $450 million credit through our banks and insurance companies for the Soviet Union. And all the while, we spent $108 billion of your money for foreign aid and over $650 billion for the security of our own country. How well Lincoln spoke when he saw only all the trouble and travail in our own country. But we lift our eyes like Ishmael did in the wilderness. We contemplate the whole wide world. And then truly, we say, as he said 102 years ago, what a world we live in today.
Let's turn now to the BBC and join our BBC service, the BBC Best of British Culture service. Here they are in the middle of an English country dance programme.
And stop. Now here's a new word for you, promenade. That's what you were doing just then, promenading. So if I say promenade, you take your partner along with you round the room 2 by 2. Face round the room then, ready to promenade. Boys on the inside, girls on the outside, and promenade. Promenade round 2 by 2, around the room as you always do. And then you swing your partner, you swing your partner.
Well, we're sorry for the loss of this programme. This is due to a slight technical problem. We'll try and restore services to you just as quickly as we can.
Well, I don't think we'll wait for them to resume. Let's join the network a little later in the evening.
In the Gloaming, sung by Edward Darling, which leads us into a hymn tune from the band. Its title, Serenity.
Yes, a well-known sepulchral voice. Well, here's another well-known character, in rehearsal this time.
So, here we go, you see. Anyway, Buddy Greco and the end of a beautiful friendship, and Fairway Street, this house runs on sunshine and teaching and ding-a-dong. And Mike Leander, and here, there, and everywhere, an LP called Migration. Shall we find if the limit is working, I ask myself. So, there you go. Answer, no, he's not. Anyway, this is now Buddy. Of a view. Yes, Buddy. Oh, that's good, Buddy. Oh, bloody marvellous, Buddy, yes.
Radio 2. Jim Fraser.
Well, we had it on yesterday, mate.
Did you?
We bloody did, mate. Just like that. Yeah, we had it on yesterday. Now, I'm sounding extraordinarily funny, if you'll pardon the expression. I mean, I haven't got any balls, you see. I'm not cutting through at all. In fact, I sound like I'm confined in a little box, a little cardboard box, I'd say, were you to ask me. And I'm trying very hard to get out, and in fact, I seem to be succeeding a little bit now, because you're getting the hang of the thing, as they say. And anyway, so it's improving, and I've no doubt that by 5 to 2, you'll probably even get it right. Who knows? However, I'm still not as loud. I mean, in layman's language, I'm not as loud as I've been known to be, you see. Right, well, anyway, it's obviously not going to get any better. Let's find out if the limiter's working.
I guess when you met me.
So there you go, Cleo. Now.
But don't you?
Anyway, Cleo, if you could come back a bit quicker, Cleo, that'd be nice. So, Cleo Lane. How fantastic, how alarmingly fantastic.
Radio 2. Jim Fraser.
Face off.
What's the fucking recipe today, Jim?
Oh, we're at it again. Oh. Bye for now, you see. Anyway, that's that. I see, yes. And I shall press the tit, you see. And Cleo Lane won't mind that. Anyway, it'll all be lovely. And then she'll leap into action and sing Come Rain or Come Shine.
What's the fucking recipe today, Jim?
Have you ever wondered how the backroom boys are coping with all this activity? Often they are close to a nervous breakdown. Here is a control room scene. Incidentally, the director has now gone to Thames TV.
Feed me multiverse, BT. Thank you.
Look at Alan Ashman. Oh, come on. And look what's on there with our network. Oh my God.
Oh, you know what that was?
Oh, it sings. What?
You know, I bet that's presentation.
Look,
it was only on network. It must have been
look,
presentation.
stay off this, Jen, for heaven's sake, presentation. We're in a competitive situation. Jesus, it's too complicated. Where's our side shot? Tell Ken to shut up! Tell Ken to shut up! Right, let it go. Well played.
Well done.
We caught him, David.
I know, I can see it.
Ken going on for God's sake. What did they direct it there from here for? Jesus Christ almighty. Direct the whole fucking thing as well. I'm not. I just about give up. Okay.
What's the matter?
Well, they want to mention a program change.
Oh,
I mean,
idiot.
How can I?
Take no notice.
I mean, I just give up. What's going wrong here? For Christ's sake, oh, what's going on? Look, what is going on with the program? No.
They've got the controls there. They know the fixing control, and they've got to know the
David,
yes.
You better not say let's look for this, because it's going out on BBC Two as well, and they won't see it. Just tell us, the cue in, David, will have to be just tell us about that goal. Yeah, but it isn't going to be seen on BBC Two. You can just say, tell us about that goal. In a moment, I want you to tell us about that goal, and I'll tell you when he can start to tell it. Jeff. Oh my God, there's a fight going on. Run VT. 9, 7,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Go.
Cut to it.
Don't eat it.
But I've got a feeling if you have a look at that monitor,
No.
you're going to be able to see in just
Yes, we've got it set again. Go.
Run VT. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Cut to it. 4, 3. Stand by TK13. 20 seconds to queuing titles. 15 seconds to queuing titles. Thank you very much, Don. 10 seconds to queuing titles. Right, go sync. 5 seconds to queuing titles. We come to the end of this cup final grandstand. Don't forget. Run TK13. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mix outside super.
Now back to the listener's side of the microphone, and local radio gets a look in on this special service. Only a small one, though.
Radio Merseyside, wonderful station, full of dreadful people.
Hello again, welcome to the
NCS
Club.
What about that?
We've got all the kids of the state, and they're all here.
It's 14 and a half minutes to 9 o'clock. On another boring day.
4 minutes away from 10, it's Brotherhood of Man. Music to Vomit by.
He's a real snidey bastard, so be very nice to him, you know.
They've got to get used to my voice and tolerate it, otherwise there'll be trouble. The buggers.
There you go. That's the sound of Angela Rippon, who incidentally is, I don't know if you'd realise it, is a lesbian. It's 4.5 minutes now to 9 o'clock. Michael Aspel's a pull.
Just for fun. Music too much.
David Hamilton doesn't want to move to Radio 2.
All the smoothies are on 2, you know.
All the rumours are true.
I'm getting the OBE, you know, out by Easter.
Jim Fraser.
I like to have it off every now and then, don't you?
NCS Tuesday. Radio 1. The new Top 30.
Yes, indeed, folks. Just as soon as we get some records, we'll play the new Top 30. We haven't got them at hand at the moment. Ron Belcher's out of the shops right now buying them.
Play the jingle again, love, would you?
NCS.
Apart from being a network... I'm sorry. A park.
All right, go again.
Sorry. I'm getting... Go on. Apart from being a network, it's also a production department. Offing making. Noel Edmonds, Tom Brown, and Paul Burnett as Robin Hood. That's all wrong, okay?
Does that do the turntables any great harm if I do that?
This is Dave Lee Travis bursting in on the Paul Burnett Show. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh, own up, Dave. There's no doubt about it. Johnny Walker does it a lot better, right?
Absolutely. That's the Johnny Walker Show between...
Bollocks! Between what?
Joke. You said that was a Dave Lee Travis drop-in.
Somebody will just open the windows. We'll get on with the show.
Right, yeah, we must do that, yeah. If someone will clear up the mess, we can play the records. That was one of... No, say that was one of DLT's drop-in.
That was... Where's the E-nose?
No, I know a lovely one because the music you play, say that was one of DLT's drop-ins, now is another load of shit. No, you just say that was one of DLT's drop-ins. Oh.
And now here are the Wombles.
Oh, that'll do. If you just say that was one of DLT's drop-ins.
Must be bad. The Wombles have refused to clean it up.
Yeah, I know it can sound funny. Now, if you say that was one of DLT's drop-ins, and say, I'm not sheep. And just go on to music, and then, while they're still thinking about it, we'll be all right.
Johnny Walker wears lipstick. He's a puff.
All right, mate. Radio 1, it's number 1, NCS.
I don't know what to say after an opening like that.
It's just for you.
Certainly.
It's just for you. Radio 2. Tony Brendan.
Well, howdy-hody, friends, and welcome to Radio 2's Book-a-Bang. What about that? Now, we'd just like to mention at this time that amongst the artists who are appearing here on our program today, we got a radio orchestra, and they're just dandy. We got Linda Saxone, who's going to sing a little bit of soul music, you see, with a name like Saxone. We got Stuart Gillis as well. We got the Charles Young Cavalcade, who are like nothing, man. They're like nothing. Pete Smith and his 7R, who are too much. The Alex Welch Jazz Band, similar. Phil Tate and the Happy Gang. Sirocco with Sandra King, who is definitely out, like the blue pencil is on there now. Lauren Gibson, the trio, and Robin Richmond playing with his organ again, you know. The only man who wears bottle-bottom glasses in the BBC. Here's Miss Olivia Newton-John. A very well-known plater, this girl. She can take bananas sideways. Isn't this song awful? The terrible thing is it's going to win.
Will you stop that? It's time for the program to end. Get those web-feet wonders out of the place. This is Terry Wogan trying to say goodbye because it's 1 minute to 9 and I'm surrounded by maniacs here on Radio 2. God be with the days of Lord Reef. Is that the controller of programs trying to throw himself off the roof? Can anybody hear my signature tune? Why isn't my signature tune playing? It's broken. It's off again. No, I'm sorry. They're interfering with my equipment here, Your Honor, and if there's anybody listening, it's not my fault.
It's right foot and left foot. One knee, two knees, one elbow, two elbows. Touch your forehead on the floor. And sit up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's just about it for today. We look forward to the pleasure of your company next week, same time, same frequency.
As you heard, many of the shows are taken from the domestic services. And so it's goodbye from me, and goodbye from...
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast.
down.
Fred Jones from Wigan runs the Old Cock. They call it the Old Cock because if you're good looking and you get round Fred, he'll show you why the pub's named as it is. For Fred has got the biggest plonker you've ever seen. For a pint of green or Whitley, he'll give you a flash. Just pop into the Old Cock anytime and ask for Fred the Flasher. A pint of green or Whitley works wonders for Fred's plonker.
Radio 1 News. Piccadilly, top 100 of the year. Music to music. Big Steve England's back on the radio. Go, go!
Here it is, a magnificent tape recording machine.
Piccadilly plays more music. WABC. It's a music summer with WABC. Music.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's the best is going down. 261. Stereo's 97. Don't you remember?
The small family car poster promoting Jorex Comprehensive as the Jorex contraceptives, as the chairman, Lord Thompson, explained.
He didn't uphold that complaint. We had quite a lot of complaints about it, and the Council of the Advertising Standards Authority, which has a majority of independent members on it, gave a lot of thought to this.
Sunshine?
Right, we're recording now, mate. Off we
Okay,
go.
recording now then. Considered piece plus tape then coming to you in 3, 2, 1. After all the pre-match build-up and ballyhoo...
Control to M2XL message.
Right. We'll just wait until...
Yes, we've got a problem in relation to traffic on the main roads around the ground. Everything is chock-a-block. Could you get some motorcyclists to go down the traffic points?
Here we go again then. 3, 2, 1. After all the pre-match build-up and ballyhoo...
Yes, get the motorcyclists down the points, and secondly...
97, 96, 95. After all the pre-match build-up and ballyhoo...
Now. 261.
Magic music.
Stereo 97. Music Radio Piccadilly.
Tampax have designed a new tampon to do away with the inconvenience of using a towel with a tampon. Much more absorbent, much more convenient. Super Plus tampons from Tampax in your shops now.
Piccadilly. Non-stop music.
All Hit Radio.
Fuck off mixture. It's got to be Vino's to soothe away that tickly cough.
Piccadilly Radio.
Past 8. Here's Jack DeMelio with Today.
I must terribly sorry I've lost my place. I'm just getting sorted out at this moment, and I won't be a minute. I beg your pardon. And this morning, the Monday morning feeling that New York wakes up to as it prepares to greet President Pompidou, the feeling that makes a fairly typical Cockney borough want to declare UDI, and also this morning, the Monday morning feeling that Rhodesia wakes up to as it starts its first day in life as a republic. Awful mess here. I'm terribly sorry. This has never happened to me before. Well, Rhodesia in the news this morning, and in fact there was a... No, that's the wrong one again. Will you help me a bit here? My producer's just come in.
There we are.
I'm so sorry. Oh, just how quiet it'll be in New York, as I was referring to a few minutes ago, when President Pompidou arrives.
It gets boring now because he gets it right from then on.
Sit back, Axel, and this is our new single. It's like dead good. Gives me a chance to feature the boys doing a solo.
A what?
A solo.
What do you mean?
was on their own, see?
Aye, got it.
Right, introducing Sid Backaxel.
That's you, dummy.
Oh, well, yeah, that's me. And then there's you.
Jack Crossbass.
And then
Survey Trumpet.
The Punctures. We're getting buried in the morning. Ding dong, the bells, we're giving it ice. Boom! We are the Punctures. We throw up our lunches. So get us to the creme on time. Pal, give it to us, Jack. Give it to us, Gervais. Boom, 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 boom. We are the Punctures. Dead good at our tunes like Paul. We always give it a Monty. Great, smashing. Dead good at that. Gets me back on the airways after all the Jack Crossbass interviews. Number one worldwide. What's wrong with him? He's getting all the ego trips all the time now.
I deserve it, Paul.
Rubbish. Number one worldwide, that. What should we do now?
Well, what are your observations on that, Ken? Do you think you could find...
Our friends are coming to visit us this evening. What can we give them to eat with beer?
Willard's potato crisps, of course. Willard's potato crisps are what you eat when you drink beer.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll get a few king-size packs of Willard's potato crisps.
Get 6, each with a different flavor.
Great stuff.
I'll see you at the party tonight. And don't forget the beer.
And don't forget the Willard's potato crisps.
How can I forget Willard's potato crisps? Willard's potato crisps are what you eat when you drink beer.
I like the way you say that. Willard's potato crisps are what you eat when you drink beer.
West Lawn Memorial Gardens introduces the Shrine of Light Mausoleum, a non-sectarian mausoleum offering a lasting memorial in beautiful surroundings. Each crypt has a clean, dry, ventilated chamber into which only the casket is placed. A marble or granite tablet memorializing the departed loved one is placed in front of the crypt. The Shrine of Light is a new mausoleum, but this type of entombment is as old as the history of man, with Jesus Christ being the greatest personage of all time to be entombed. Cost is another advantage of the Shrine of Light Mausoleum. Westlawn offers a special plan. Pre-construction prices while giving you months to pay with no interest charges. The only disadvantage of the Shrine of Light Mausoleum is that there are only a limited number of crypts available. Pre-plan your needs. Call now for more information. 584-0510. The Shrine of Light Mausoleum at West Lawn Memorial Gardens. 584-0510.
Can't let you know that roundworms really hurt him so.
Even healthy-looking pets can have dangerous roundworms. So get your pet the Heart's once-a-month wormer. Just add it to your pet's dinner. It'll work to stop roundworms before they stop your dog or cat. Use every 30 days, and it'll help keep roundworms away for good.
To really make those roundworms go, get the Heart's once-a-month wormer.
Oh, a little touch of romance.
And now, another scene from a classic motion picture. This time, the stifling heat of the mysterious East. The film, Sahara Marinara.
I don't think I can go much longer, Dan. Try and bear up, Jed. If I don't get some water soon, I'll die. I gotta have water. Water. Oh, you make such a big deal out of everything. Yes, sir? Waiter, bring him another glass of water, please. Yes, sir.
That you get 2 jolly good servings out of this. But you've got to have a look at this when it's nice and dry. There we go.
Not to worry.
Shall we clear up, Sally?
Yes, no.
Have we time to go again?
Yes, we have.
I haven't got the sauce. Scrape it off there, Sally. We will go again, and nobody will ever know. Sally, can we salvage enough sauce? And I've managed, I think, or shall have managed to get enough sauce. Off the floor, don't anybody eat it. Because it's got brown flecks in it, you see. I'm scarlet with chagrin and white with shame. I don't know how to do it all in one. I think that was a lovely shot of my face, I should think, at that moment, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll bet. So I've got now to go as quickly as I can make another omelette.
Yes.
And now it is set sufficiently, and it will be nice and golden on the bottom. And so you slide your spatula underneath, and you tip it over, and you tip the pan off. Very simple. Then you have ready a heated dish. And when you think the edges are sufficiently sealed, I tipped the bloody thing on the floor. What am I going to do? That's slid straight out of the pan. You better scrub round it, I think.
Fellas, can we...
I can't mess you about the whole afternoon. I've never done this in my life. Look at my trousers.
Hey, honey, it's all right.
Am I past it or something?
No.
We're cooking right there.
What would you like to do? Would you like... I'll tell you what. Would you like us to stand down for a couple of minutes and then come back? Rather than sort of go straight...
Go and do that for
Right,
me.
fine. Yeah.
Let me come.
Lovely. That's smashing. We'll do that.
I'll go quietly and have a cigarette and then come back and try and
Let's do it.
I ran that clean out of the pan. For which there can be no excuse.
Hey, well done, Fanny. Please don't...
In the head-on collision of the two passenger cars, 5 people were killed in the crash. 2 seriously.
Great.
I've sanded back, and might I say, I've done some filling. The walls, I did them all. Taubman the hall, and the ceiling. To think, I painted that. And may I say, not in a shy way, although Taubman's helped me, I did it my way. For what is this paint? What has it got? If it's from Taubman's, it's got the lot. And I must say that it was fun. And looking back, now that it's done, the whole house shows, and the good wife knows, I did it my way.
Hi, folks. This is your host, Sheldon Wask, inviting you to listen to Hello There, Stupid, the show that gives fabulous prizes for incorrect answers. And our first dum-dum is a young turnip scraper from Ishpeming, Michigan, Dwayne Fimerton. Hi, Dwayne.
Hello, Mr. Wask.
Fine. Are you ready for your question?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Good, good. Now remember, you get one answer and one answer only. If it is incorrect, you will win a house, a car, and $5,000 in cash. Right. Now, here's the question. What was an often used nickname for American soldiers during World War II? Come on.
G.I.
That's it. G.I. You're right. You lose. Sorry. Well, that's it for today on Hello There, Stupid.
Oh, what was the question?
Contains one of the most hysterical program notes I think I have ever read. Written in total naivety by the Paris Opera for the benefit of its English and American patrons. And it is a rundown, an extract from a synopsis of Carmen, which English-speaking people were provided with some years ago at the opera to follow the plot. And this is the way a French translator gives it to us. Carmen is a cigar makeress from a Tobago factory who loves with Don Jose of the Mounting Guard. Carmen takes a flower from her corsets and lances it to Don Jose. Duet, Talk Me of My Mother. There is a noise inside the Tobago factory, and the revolting cigar makeress bursts into the stage. But here are the bugles singing his retreat. Don Jose will leave and draws his sword. Called by Carmen, shrieks the two smugglers interfere with her, but Don Jose is bound to desert. He will follow into them. Final chorus, opening sky, wandering life. Act 4, a place in Seville.
That's why I like to call radio shorts.
So basically, we just heard a radio bits from the UK. Senator Everett McKinley Dickson talking about the world that we live in today. The KBSG story sales intro from 1988 when it changed from KNBQ to KBSG in Seattle. And before that, and right in the very beginning, we heard Happy Birthday Vanda from the KUDL Good Guys. KUDL 1380 Kansas City. And so that's it for this hour. We will be listening in on more stuff right in the next hour. So stay tuned. It's air checks, and we'll see you next hour.